Now this patch was done previously, this patch here, done previously. I've welded up the holes here. There's a couple of holes here, but there's also a few pinholes through here with rust, so I'll have to cut a section out for that. Once again, did these holes here, these holes here, there was a bit of a hole there, so I welded that up. I cut a piece out of that and put a piece in there as well. Welded up a hole that was there as well, which used to have, I think it was part of that rocker board, or like it would have been a chrome trim across there. Put a patch in here. So now I'm moving on to do over the guard, rear of the guard here. So I've got a few holes here, but this is all, I think it's double skin, a bit mashed, so I'm going to cut it out. I just put a scribe line through here now to see where I'm going to cut back to, but it seems like there's a bit of a fair layer of bog here. This never got sandblasted out here. You don't sandblast big areas. Same with the roof of the car, never got sandblasted because it will warp. So yeah, other than that, I'll just keep moving with it. Now after just cutting it, I've cut it so it retains that edge of the guard, so I don't want to lose that profile if we can. Here there seems to be quite a bit of bog, so cut through one of the skins, and the skin at the back's buggered too. So, oh yes, you've got a fair skim of Bondor across here. Now this is where the old inner guard, I've got actually a brand new inner guard for this side. So might have to change it. It looks like Swiss cheese actually. It's a strange thing, it's only just in the, it's repairable actually. Yeah, no, I can probably put a piece in there. Yeah, so that's what's behind it. So when they don't sandblast panels, you can tell there's a fair layer of skin like in Bondor on here because of this lip here. What I'm thinking now, I'm going to just cut it across here, I reckon. If there's holes like that, and there's here and here, so no doubt it'll be pretty shitty inside, all this bottom section as well. So what I'll do, I'll drill out the spot welds across here, separate these two skins here, cut it across here, down here, and then I reckon make a piece. I might even cut this outer skin back a bit further yet, so I can get to this here. Because that inner skin's fairly important too with a lot of water, because that's where it's going to flick up. Yeah, just going along, give it a bit of a touch with the grinder blade. You'll see the spot weld holes, so then you just spot weld drill tip. Then what you do then, you just put in between the two lips that are here. I've got a hacking knife, so I'll go along there and separate that off. Yeah, it didn't take it very well. See, this is all buggered up here. It's all thin and flimsy, where water will be sitting in the back of these guards at some stage. That's why it's rotted this out, see? Oh, there you go. So what we'll do is the same as what I did on the other side here. They had to put a piece across there as well. So yeah, I'll do the same here. What I'll do, I'll cut it up across here somewhere. Maybe lower than these pieces. This is pretty strong now. But I'll cut it across here somewhere. Put a piece in there. That way I can still get up into here and do the inner guard area. Yeah, there's inner guard needs looking at. But these have had skins put in these guards. Maybe this one has, yeah. But yeah, got to remember to keep that profile there for the wheel. Yeah. More rubbish. Scrap. Now I'm going to remove this bottom bit here, like I said, just down below these indentations, which is on the other side. I had to remake those as well, so oh well. I was saying before where I thought in here had a skin on it, that one didn't have a skin. This one over here has got a skin on it. So this one here's got a skin down through here. Previous person, you can see the tech holes here, where they've actually spotted on there. Across here and down, goes right down. So that's had an outer skin on it. So that's the left hand side, which is driver's side of this car. But this one here is okay up on the inside, so this is all good strong steel to weld onto. I'll make a piece to suit this. And then I might even cut this back a bit more, because I noticed there's a bit of rust back up in the garden here, but there's not much bog over it. You know, it's not gonna grow out of there, I don't think so. But we might just take it back about here somewhere. and then that way that we're past all that little bit of bubble rust up inside the guard here. Just been doing a little bit of grinding down in here as well. In here, then across here as well. There's a few little holes I fixed up. So you can see the repairs on the inner guard. I put a new outer guard on the left hand side. Yeah, so yeah, okay. Yeah, here's that piece I just welded in across here, just spotted across here. There's a hole, there's a grommet that's got to go back in there. So that'll be cut out. So nice and thick again now, match the side. So now what I'll do, I'll get the other side here, give it a weld, grind it all, make it look all pretty. That's that inner guard we did earlier. Left hand side inner boot there. The side well. So what we're doing now, I was just talking about penetration there from the weld on the other side. So what I'll just give that a grind, fill up a few little bit of holes there. That's good penetration through. Do the rest of that, and then that other piece comes on the outside of that. Yeah, that's that hole I was talking about. So just go with a bit of a primer overcoat. That way up inside as well. Yeah, no, that's alright. Repaired the lower part of this inner on the boot area, but the outer guard that comes down here, we cut it off and we'll repair it just like we did the other side. But firstly, the inner guard, right hand side, is rotted out. I've got a spare inner guard, so what I'm going to do is cut it back up in here somewhere and then replace this piece down through here. So I have to separate it through here, cut it across here, and then get the new piece I've got, and then I'll just modify and cut that. So I've got this piece here, so I'll be able to cut that piece out and put that on the internal of the backing of the inside there, and that'll replace that piece down through there that's all rusted. So this morning's job. Now this is looking at that guard upside down. The inner guard, which is totally trashed, of course, cutting across here on the inner guard and across the edge. Instead of replacing up through the joint here and across like I was going to, or higher up, I've cut it back here where there's plenty of steel. Hopefully that might be the go, I don't know. And then back this way, and this piece will come out, and that'll remove that part out. So I've gone through here and started cutting all this pit out of here, hack it with a hacking knife to separate it. Then I'll just get all that flat again, re-grind it so it's nice to weld to, and then back into that point there. But this seam here is good, and all this steel is good here. So we'll see. This is looking upside down, of course, so yeah, just basically cleaned up the metal that was left on here, and then like got the dolly, got it all straightened again. Still lots of strength here. I was happy with that. Cleaned all this up here. I bent this piece out of the way. This is where my edge will be for that guard, which we'll see later anyway. When you put the inner guard back in, it'll give you an idea where the outer guard goes. So what I've done now, I'm marking out where I'm going to cut the inner guard, the replacement inner guard that I've got a full complete one, so I'm just marking it out now. I'll show you. There's the old piece of rusted steel which is in the inner guard here, using that as a bit of a template, but I'm going to cut it way past, of course. You can always take some off it, but it's very hard to put some on, so we'll wait and we'll see how we go from here. Yeah, I'm just trying that piece back in there now. It's fitting nicely. Got it snap gripped in place there. Just inside here, I had to cut it back a bit further under there. Of course, the outer guard is going to come down and cover over here. This is probably a little bit thick here, so I'll be cut it back to about there somewhere to marry up with the other side here. But other than that, by looking at it, you've got the shapes just right here as well to finish that second piece off that goes into there. Then I'll make that piece back into there again after that repaired. But what I'll do now is I'll get some tech screws and tech screw it in place while it's out. I might even do that. I might do that next maybe, and then come around into that little piece of rust across here, and then down in here there's a bit of rust as well we're going to fix. So just tech screw it in place, which is a good way to hold it nice once you've snap gripped it to have a look at it. And then what I'll do is I'll weld it across here, and on the inside as well I can get to the inside of the guard. And I've got a bit of an overlap in there. A lot of my joins I like putting overlaps because I think overlaps are a lot stronger. As long as you seam seal them properly, no moisture gets between the two surfaces. A lot of other people do the cut and fill. They'll have it in a place like this now, then they'll run their little skinny cutting blade, like on your grinder, the real skinny blade. And then what they'll do, they'll cut it and they'll start filling behind it. But I think, if it's going to crack or anything like that, you can actually run along that line. I may not be correct on that, but this is the way I do it. This is a part of that, the inner or the outer inside of the guard that we had a hole complete, but there's no way I'm going to pull this out because this is all solid. So yeah, so when it comes to a bit of welding next, tech screws, then we'll make sure it all sits properly, then we'll weld it up. Alright, I've just got it all basically, a couple of tech screws in place here to hold it. Now what I've done, just a snap grip on here, I'm going to start spot welding to support it. Yeah, so I thought I'd just do a bit of footage before I start welding, and then we'll see what it looks like towards the end. Here we are, just seam welded it in this side here. Filled in those tech screw holes I had in there holding it. Good penetration through here. Fixed up a little bit of a crack I had down the side here as well. Yeah, so fixed up across there as well. Tech screw holes, always plug them up at the end. Yeah, so it's starting to look like a piece now.